Welcome to Name and Occupation in Depth. Today is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. And today on the show, we have Rixt Ferkranus, who is an entrepreneur, and we cannot wait to hear all about her amazing business. Rixt, welcome to the show. So how long have you been have you been doing this?
I took over the business from my father in 2016. So this was my 8th year.
Wow.
Yeah. In 2015, we did a trial season. We tried it for 3 months and to see if we would like it, because it was never our dream.
No.
And well, we said, why not? Let's try it. If you don't try, you never know if you like it. So
Yeah, that's
and 8
true.
years on, here we are.
Right. And so I guess prior to that, it was your father's?
My father's business. Yeah, he bought the house in 1999.
So I guess it
Okay.
would be qualified, like, is it like a hotel or an Airbnb? Like, what do you characterize it as?
We have rooms, bed and breakfast rooms in the house too, and we have 2 gîtes, that's like apartments, and we have 1 studio inside the house, and we have just outside the village we have a little holiday home.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So lots
That's
of
so cool.
different options for everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
taking the Holiday Inn, by the way. The Holiday Home.
Yeah,
This is
just showing the map. It's like you're near Marseille. It's in the south of France.
Yes,
Right.
Right over here.
it's about an hour and 15 minutes drive from Marseille. And Aix-en-Provence is a 45-minute drive. And if you go a little bit north to Avignon, it's also about 45 minutes.
So what's
wow.
the town that you are in then?
It's called Reillane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reillanne.
All right, let's pull this up.
Yeah,
Right.
I got a map here. I got it. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
It's in,
Yeah,
we do see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Andre
it's
with his
in
maps.
National Park de Luberon.
Sorry?
So it's in a national park.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in the what's called the pre-Alps. So from my house, you can see the Alps. You can see Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show some pictures of here.
Yeah,
So you're
That's
about
cool.
an hour and a bit. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that.
but the Mediterranean is about an hour and a half drive.
Oh,
Okay.
so close, eh? Wow.
Yeah, and
in the Grand
Turin, which is the closest town, is well, I think, and then you're in Italy. It's about 3-4 hours. Monaco
Okay.
is very close by. Nice, Cannes.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you see a lot of the high rollers from Monaco?
Our village is not very touristy.
Well, that
And
was my next question, Rix. Like, what's the population of your little village?
we have about 1,700 inhabitants,
Oh,
but they're
really
not
tiny.
really sure because we have a census every 4 years. They knock on your
Okay.
door and ask who's
Yeah.
living there, so they don't really know. And we have a lot of like travelers who just live in the woods and come and go as they please. So, but about 1,700 last
That's
count.
pretty cool. That's pretty
I
nice.
love that small town.
And you can
Yeah.
drive. You can drive up like it's what half an hour, 45 minutes. You're up in the mountains, like, and you have this scenery here. Like you're.
Wow.
Yeah,
What is it? It's one of the highest roads
yeah, that's
in the Alps, right?
Montagne de Lure. And it's the Mont Ventoux is in Europe and in France a very famous mountain because of the Tour de France always goes there. And it's just 80 meters lower than Mont Ventoux. So it's very,
wow.
I don't know the altitude of it, but it's very beautiful up there.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Holy
We go
jeez.
there to cool down in summertime
Oh yeah, it's
when it
Right.
gets hot.
crazy
Yeah.
winds up there. Crazy winds.
Mm.
I went up there at sunset there with Imco. I remember it was like amazing. Thought I was gonna
It-
die, but driving with him down.
It
Yeah,
never
yeah.
occurs to us. You
Wow.
never think about how windy it would be up there, right?
And
But yeah,
there's-
it makes sense.
There's no safety guards on the roads up there either, right? It's like
Oh, great.
if you mess up, like you're going down the mountain, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very-
Yeah.
We went there once when the snow had already disappeared, and then one day there was snow again on the top of the mountain. And I said to my husband, "Oh, let's go, let's go see, because don't we don't get to see that often, because then
Yeah.
we are in Holland." And so we went up there, and they closed down the road, but we said, fuck it, you know, we'll see how far we get. Well, scary shit, but
Yeah.
Very shit.
definitely worthwhile. Yeah.
No
Oh my
way.
God.
You couldn't get me
I-
up those mountains.
Right, right.
There's these what was it? It was like these little houses, right, from like the Celtic times that are still there, like thousands of years
Oh
old.
yeah,
Those little huts that they kept. It's pretty
the
neat.
round stone houses. That's called a bori.
Okay, yeah. Tell us more.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do you
Wow.
know about it?
They used to live in those things. Those are thousands, 1,500 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
the
before.
Celts were down there as well.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think it's a Celtic thing, but
No?
it's a typical Provençal thing.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. You find them all over Provence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
they're pretty
beautiful.
neat.
And up until 100 years ago, people were still living in them.
Wow.
I bet you some people are still living in some of them, eh?
I will definitely bet you that they are still
Yeah.
living in them. Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of nomads around there, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Or what's a daily routine day for you? A day in the life at your
A day in the life.
auberge.
Yeah. Well, my husband is in Holland a lot, so I do a lot. I do a lot of it by myself.
Okay.
But yeah, you get up, go to the bakery, get some fresh bread, prepare breakfast. After breakfast, I have a lot of laundry. I have my pool. I have to clean, gardens to maintain, washing, drying, ironing, cleaning,
She's a busy
socializing.
girl.
Socializing, very
Ah.
important.
Of
Yeah.
It is.
course.
And
Yeah.
let's take a moment to go on that, because socializing is what keeps the clients coming back, because it creates the familiarity, right?
Yes.
I can only
Yes.
imagine. So in regards to the food, do you prepare the food for them, or they prepare their own meals, or how does that work for the bed and breakfast and stuff?
Well, for the bed and breakfast, for the rooms, the breakfast is included, and for the studio as well. The gîte, they have 80 square meter apartments with their own kitchen and living room and stuff. So if they want, they can book it but extra, but normally that's not included. And I
Right.
try to cook a meal once a week for the whole house.
Okay.
Oh,
But we
nice.
have 50 meters up the road is the first bar and restaurant with a very nice terrace and a very Provençal village life. So I always tell them that it's better to go eat there.
It sounds really good, because it sounds like if you want to go and relax and enjoy and read a book or just do your things, it doesn't sound like a big city, so it's more of a nice community, and you're able to do that and reflect, right? So if you're a
Yeah,
writer or something like that, I'm sure this is a great location to be able to kind of like, let's say, unplug and from other distraction and do your own things.
Exactly.
Now,
absolutely.
how old are your buildings, like the apartments? Are they and this, you were saying,
It's
how
an
old are they? Like
it's
up to what year?
It's an old notary. It's always been a notary house. The oldest part is over here. That is a part of the city wall when they all were still little kingdoms in the Provence. And they say it might be built on Roman remains, but foundations, but there's no way to check that. There was a lot of Roman activity. We know just down the road
they
there
found
is a
stuff.
building that actually was there when the Romans were here. But so they say that might be from 1100, and the part of the house that's built on the other side is from that same age. And when the kingdoms got dissolved, that was not necessary anymore. They built also on the other side of the wall, and that's from about 1600.
Wow,
My father
incredible.
found a piece of newspaper in the wall behind some stucco, like they still do, and he had it restored, and it was a piece of newspaper that dates back to 1691.
Oh
So
my
Wow.
God.
then there was some building activity in the house.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Wow. That's shortly after Gutenberg invented the printing press. So it's
Well, that's awesome, Daisy,
Yeah.
because I was just trying to calculate, like, hey, didn't realize they had paper then. I'm
yeah,
happy you just chimed in with that,
The
Daisy.
yeah,
press,
Yeah, and
yeah.
you know what it was about? That's even more funny because it's written in Old French. So it for us, for me, it's not. I can't read it, just some words, but I have no clue what it's about. So my father had it translated, and it's a discussion about how healthy it is to drink a glass of red wine every day.
let's
So
go.
even back then,
Awesome.
there was a discussion about that.
I love it.
Every
I
day.
absolutely love it.
It's got to
Every
be
day.
true. It's got to
Yeah.
be true.
So you've been doing this since 2016. What was your life before? What did you do before being a
Oh,
hotelier, I guess?
I did lots of stuff. I went from milking cows to garbage collector to shop employee to just normal factory production work. And the last 5 years, I was a delivery driver.
A
Cool.
very eclectic work history.
Experience, yeah,
Yes,
experience. It's all about
So you
experience.
never
All
know where
about
life is gonna
experience.
take you.
Also,
Yeah.
exactly.
you stayed in Texas for a bit too, right? You went to work in Texas for a little while.
Yeah, as long as my visa allowed me, like
So how long were
3 months or something like that.
you were 3 months in Texas?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, not too
cool.
What
long.
for? Why did you go to Texas?
Well, I had a friend, and he got married in Texas, and I went to visit him. And he worked on a farm, on a dairy farm. So I was 3 months milking cows over there.
That's where the milking
cool.
cows opportunity
Yeah, I
came
know,
in.
but I was a bit of a farmer girl. I grew up. We didn't have cows where at my house, but we used to have a lot of animals.
We should talk about Friesland. Friesland is like a farmer area, right? Am I right?
Well,
Well,
okay.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of farms,
Yeah.
a lot of dairy farms. Oh, you're showing the sheep.
Yeah, yeah. I've been showing the little video Imco made
So
Little
people
loop.
can
Ah,
see it.
okay, I
while
didn't notice.
while we're talking. So it was
Oh, that's
perfect.
so cool.
It's such a
Oh
cool
yeah.
spot. It's such a cool building. So
So you,
authentic. Like
yeah.
look, like every room is unique. You know, it's and look at the
Well, they
view.
are.
Man, it would
And
be a
this
trip to
apartment
go there.
that Andre is showing now, that was the first apartment my father built because he's on the roof terrace now. This is so the roof caved in. They were on. He bought the house when it was en ruine, what they call it here.
Yeah.
It had been abandoned just after the Second World War, so it was empty for at least
Wow.
50 years. And so they were having Christmas dinner, and then the roof that caved in over there, and then they thought, well, yeah, then we need to do something with the space. If at first they weren't really even planning on building stuff like this, but yeah, well, when there's a problem, you deal with it.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
Well,
that was the first apartment. So that's all made with the original techniques of rendering and stucco, and the colors are all the pigments that come from the ground here. We have the big ochre mines here in the, well, half an hour drive away.
What do you
So
mean
they use,
the pigments? How do you extract the pigments?
it's just sand.
Yeah,
So
they polish the sand and then they use that in the paint.
Yeah.
okay,
They
and
grind
just
it.
mix it in with the
They
paint. Kind
grind
of
it
thing?
with oil, and then like old paint making. And
Right.
the sand you just toss in your normal cement or whatever you want, or chalk where you do the stucco with, and then you have nice, beautiful walls.
Colored. Nice, nice.
Colored,
That's
yeah.
it's so cool. Old style. So can you
Mm.
tell us what the average, what the regular weather is there? Because it always looks nice, the pictures. Do you ever get unfavorable weather?
Yes, we had today actually,
Oh, really, eh?
but this is the season for rain. But yeah, we had a lot of rain today, and the whole week actually. But
But you don't keep the hotel open year round. So what are the
no,
months that you're generally in business?
from April to the end of October.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to request in, let's say, November, December, would you make exceptions or it's definitely not available?
Oh, well, depends. It's not. It depends whether I'm here. But
Okay.
this year I'm here at least in November. But so yeah, it could be. But I'm not doing breakfast anymore. And
Exactly.
yeah, swimming pool and gardens and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's
It
all
would be on your
closed.
terms,
And
right?
yeah.
Like it's not the regular business.
No, it's not a regular business. No, it's cheaper also, which is kind of weird because for me, it's more expensive to heat the house than to actually rent the rooms.
Yep.
So that's why we close because it's not profitable anymore. Then I need to have full occupation, like in summertime,
For it to be worth it.
to be worth it. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Because of the
cabin.
house is so old and it's so original, we have these windows that are also for the glass is even 400 years old.
Oh,
So
wow.
Wow.
it's a millimeter thick glass. So,
So
yeah,
the insulation's just not there.
no,
Which gets us
no,
back to the sweaters
no.
and the layers.
I was just saying it's hot here, but because I said it was still 20 degrees centigrade in the house and over it, well, I think it's 17 degrees now here. but it will go down to about 12 to 13 degrees in the house.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I've been watching the video of Andre, like what he did there, and it's just spectacular because it almost feels like a movie set too. Like it's just you got the
Does.
stairs and every room has its own thing. It's
Right.
incredible.
It's
It's
a time
beautiful place you
capsule.
have.
It's a
It's
time.
like so time capsule, yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the floors and all the fireplaces and all the doors and it's all original.
There's Reillane, but there's also like a bunch of little villages around, and they have markets, and you can buy all kinds of like old stuff. Like it's fantastic. It's a fantastic area, and there's no tourists. It's not touristic-y, so it's like a hidden gem. It's quite the different feeling than like going to Marseille or Paris or the big city.
Yeah,
It's a
can only
chiller
imagine.
vibe, definitely.
Yeah.
It sounds like, and it looks like a chiller vibe for sure.
L'Avignon is nearby as well, which is not that far. Sur le pont d'Avignon. Remember,
Right, right.
me and Rixt danced. Me and Rixt danced on the pont
Yeah, we
d'Avignon.
danced to it.
We
Yeah.
went to Avignon, which is how far? Like an hour away or something.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah.
And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
And you
I'm a
danced
bit
on the
faster
bridge.
driving here
danced.
now.
yeah, we did. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I
That's
would-
fun.
yeah.
Love
That's
to
so
see
cool.
that.
That's a great
Oh,
city
yeah.
as well. It's really like old school, like really like it's like another time period. Eh, Rixt, like L'Avignon. It's
Yeah.
especially the old quarter there. It's fantastic. It's like they built like buildings within like a mountain and hill, and yeah, it's just
It all looks quite romantic. The
Yeah.
whole vibe it's got this romantic
it does.
feel to me.
We don't do Airbnb and we don't do booking.com. Only when I have rooms open or somebody
Right.
canceled last minute, I'll put it on booking. But
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to see this hidden gem on hotels.com or Airbnb. So you have
No.
to watch our podcast and get the advice on where this hidden gem is.
Wow.
I want to bring up this little festival, Le Bouillon, Le Grand Bouillon. This is
Le
a
Grand Bouillon.
Le Grand Bouillon.
Yeah.
I got a little clip here. I'm gonna.
Est-ce que ça durera toujours? Oh Reillane, oh mon amour, allez encore un petit tour.
Ils ont le cœur si grand que leur table est ouverte aux quatre vents. Ils ont le cœur si géant, le moindre petit sujet devient brûlant. Ils ont le cœur si leste que les après-midi sont infinis. Ils ont le cœur des anarchistes que même Brassens s'en sourit. Ils ont plein de rire dans les yeux qui pleurent de rire de manquer l'air qui conduit à Chalufie.
Oh Reillane, oh mon amour, est-ce que ça durera toujours? Oh Reillane, oh mon amour, allez encore un petit tour.
Ici c'est sûr, c'est pas comme ailleurs. On a la peau dure mais tout en douceur. Ça tchatche, ça balance. Joli tableau de Haute-Provence. Accroche ton slip en haut du clocher. Viens faire un feu dans la cour de récré. On boira des coups à ta santé. Fais quelques pas, viens, ça va valser.
Oh Reillane, oh mon amour, est-ce que ça durera toujours?
It stopped after COVID. They did it 2 times. A 3-day festival here in the village. We have a big square. Our village is very special because although we are on a mountain, we have a big square with a big fountain in it. Most of the French mountain villages like we have really tiny squares where the fountain is, but this used to be a cemetery in the Middle Ages, so it's flat. And this Grand Bouillon was a festival they held there. It was 3 days of art and theater and dance and music all through the village. It was like the medieval circus arrived in town.
This is footage of it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the footage a little bit?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
let me-
can see it for
Let me
sure.
I'll move it up a bit.
So you said they stopped after COVID. Do you think there's going to be a future maybe nenext year or the year following years?
No, no, there's not. No, it stopped because the guy who organized it, we have 2 cafes here in the village, and he is the owner of one of the 2 cafes, and he used to organize it. And we have a comité de fête that can help and has money for organizing stuff like this. But it did so much work. The first year was really good, and the second year was very big, and he had very much problems with organizing volunteers and stuff like that. So, and then COVID happened, and he said, well, I'm just not gonna start it up again.
But it was amazing. If you look at the footage there, and like what they did is turn the whole town into like a circus, basically. You know, like start putting They put stuff on top of the statues, and like all the little streets are decorated, and food, and music, concerts, and
So I know you speak Dutch, English, and French. How is the community and the surrounding? Are they pretty much fluent in all 3 or mostly French?
Well,
And the town?
In town, well, the young folks are easier with the English, but it's definitely all French here. And the Provençal dialect, which is
different French, a little different.
Different French, yeah.
Oh yeah. So
it's good.
We'd blend in.
That's cool.
But your clientele is mostly Dutch, and you have a lot of Belgian people.
Yeah, mostly Dutch and Belgian people. Since COVID, we have a lot more French people.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just like the Dutch, they stay at home more or in their own country for their holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot more French people. But just the other day, I had a couple of Australians here who, unbelievable story. They came for one night, and they were on their bikes. And they rode their bikes from Geneva all the way to me, and they were on their way to Marseille, and then where they would catch a train to I don't know where.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hardcore.
From Geneva, so they were going through the mountains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
not even on fancy bikes, just like they were more like the bikes our parents rode on. You know?
That's funny.
No, these were really ancient bikes. They put them in our garage, and are you really doing? I thought, because the Luberon is very famous for bike riding, and we have a lot of cyclists here.
Yeah, right.
And but mostly they have fancy bikes. So he said he wanted to park the bikes in the garage. He said, sure. And I saw them. I said, you really rode it all the way from Geneva? Because you have a 3-day bike ride here. You can just download and plan your trip. It's a thing a lot of people do.
It'd be fun.
but so the 3 days I would have understood, but all the way from Geneva on those, no.
Oh, so
there's
beautiful.
there's a
Wow.
video of showing food and stuff, and I see a lot of fish. Is it a normal thing to have fish? Because I know you're in the mountains, so I would have expected more of sheep and meat
Sheep and
but
squirrel? Is that what
yeah,
you're
and
saying?
Yeah.
squirrels. No, but is it
Les
the
lapins,
community has a lot of
lapins.
fish? Because I know you're pretty close, right?
It's a Catholic country, so on Fridays you eat fish,
Yep.
and you have
Okay.
aioli, which is in Holland. Aioli is like a mayonnaise with a lot of garlic, and here in Provence, aioli is a dish where you eat cold vegetables. So potato, carrots, cauliflower. It's cooked but cold, and egg, a boiled egg, and you eat steamed fish with that, and then very, very strong garlic mayonnaise.
Oh,
And good
wow.
wine, of course.
And good wine, yes.
Right. That's so cool. Yeah, like I look forward to going to see your business and checking it out. Like
Oh,
really,
for sure.
right?
Yeah, I have a dream.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it's instantly on my bucket list. Like I'm like a moment in time. Like you're cutting out a moment in time and just going, and that's what everybody needs, as far as I'm concerned. To detach and just get grounded in the spot.
It just shows
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it's
That's what it is.
yeah.
When I go back to Holland, when I first came to live here, I was so annoyed by everybody because it's all so slow. And I translated it that like they don't give a fuck. But well, it's also that, but it's also like you know what? What's the hurry?
Yeah.
When you go to check, when you go to the when you do groceries and you go to the checkout stuff, they take the time for the chit chat. And yes, you have to listen to the whole story of the grandchild, of the nephew, of the neighbor, of the
Fuck, that's funny.
brother-in-law, of my grandchild's uncle. Something like that. But it's also good that you take the time to do that. And yeah, living in France and especially here, around here, because of course, when you go to a big city like Marseille or Lyon, which has a whole lot of problems on its own,
It's a different
but
world.
here we're
Yeah.
just
It's quite different to be in Marseille and then to be where you are.
yeah.
It's like you're in another. It's like another world within France that like you wouldn't think
Yeah.
is that different, but it is.
Like how many other places in France are really like grounded like that? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know.
You
A
know what I
lot
mean?
of
Like
places,
region
I
wise,
think.
you know what I mean? Without the hustle bustle. I don't know, but I love the
It's
the
just
vibes that it
yeah.
brings.
What I notice is like how diverse France is. It's huge and it's diverse. And
Yeah, it's huge,
you know,
yeah.
it's
And
it's
every
different everywhere.
200, 300 kilometer, you have new scenery. What? If you go here a half an hour and you sit, we mostly have sheep around here and agriculture, like sunflowers and pumpkins and melons and stuff like that.
Lavender is huge.
Lavender, a lot of lavender. But if you go over the mountain, which is just 18 kilometers that way, there's fruit, there's apples and fruit
Prunes.
like that.
Yeah.
Half an hour that way, they do cherries. Half an hour the other way, it's wine. So it's very diverse nature as well, everywhere.
So we like to end the interview with like a rapid fire session. You interested?
Rapid fire session, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. City or countryside? First thing that comes.
Well, countryside. Never ever a city for me again. I won't even go visit. I start hyperventilating when I'm nearing the tunnel in Marseille. Oh my dear Lord. Never, never again.
That's funny.
I love that.
Club or
Yeah.
concert?
Concert.
Acoustic or electric guitar? What do you prefer hearing?
Electric.
Are you more
Let's go.
So cool.
are you more of an analog
and
girl
roll.
or a digital girl?
Analog.
Friesland?
I'm glad I found a way to click on this.
That's hilarious.
Awesome.
Friesland or Provence?
Provence.
The Hague or Amsterdam?
Neither.
Dutch or English music?
Oh, wow. Do I have to choose for life?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could say both.
No, because do you mean like with the Dutch language or
What do you prefer? Like, what do you prefer?
because we in Holland we have a couple of very good bands,
Unicap.
groups like Direct and stuff like that. I'm a very big fan of those guys.
Okay.
So if I have to choose like that, yeah, then it will be Dutch.
Cool.
Okay.
Well done.
Potato, potato.
Potato.
Tomato, tomato.
Texas.
Tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
Okay.
What a hoot.
It's like a, yeah, I love it. Okay.
Right.
First thing that comes to mind, Canada.
Canada, oh Canada.
You, USA. First things that comes to mind, but USA, the America.
Imbeciles.
Okay. UK. The UK. United Kingdom.
Ignorant.
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Jesus.
It could be anything.
Netherlands. Well, can I make it Friesland?
Yeah.
Because then it's
Okay.
my father,
Okay.
my motherland,
Okay.
where my roots are,
France.
where my new roots are growing.
EU.
EU. Skip.
Skip. Good one. Favorite city?
None.
None. A favorite village then?
My hometown.
Reillane.
Reillane.
Okay, yeah, right. Like that was
Okay.
my question. Which one are we talking about?
Which one are we talking about? Yeah.
Which one are we talking about? Well, I've lived in a lot of places as well.
Yeah,
No,
But Reillane is your answer.
yeah, and you've lived all over the Netherlands too. We didn't touch on.
yeah. Well, all over, but yeah, in a couple of places, yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
What do you think of UFOs? First thing that comes to
Ooh.
mind.
Ooh. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Comfort food?
Comfort food. Oh, I just went to McDonald's today.
That's a first, man. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
That's
good.
awesome.
Music.
Music, love it.
Your superpower?
Dave Grohl is the best. What?
Let's go.
Right, there you are.
Your superpower?
My superpower? I'm very good at doing nothing.
Awesome. I think that's my superpower too.
That's
Oh,
good.
wow.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, absolutely.
Your paradise?
My paradise? My paradise. My paradise would be a nice little farm with some animals. No
Hobby
hassle.
farm. Little
Peace,
hobby farm.
hobby
okay.
farmer. Yeah,
You're halfway there.
halfway there. Yeah.
You just need some goats.
Yeah, and a garden.
Well, that's funny you say that, Daisy, because Halloween is close by and there's going to be a lot of ghosts.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank,
Thank you
so
so
much,
much
Rex.
for joining us, Rix. It was so wonderful having you.
Well,
thank you, thank you.
thank you for having me.
Now we have a place to vacation in the south of France.
Yeah.
Absolutely, always welcome. But
cool.
yeah, it's a small city living.
So tell us about the wildlife around there. Like, do you
The
see
wildlife.
what kind of animals or raccoons,
Wild boar,
squirrels?
probably.
Wild.
that?
Wild
course.
boar. Yeah, yeah.
right.
Wild boar are a nuisance around here. You
Oh,
see them
really?
walking through the square here. We had them in our
Really?
gardens. My father, he gave up at one point. His poor vegetable plot.
Oh my gosh.
The wild boars
Oh,
are
yeah.
getting to it.
The struggle is
He
real.
lost his dog once for 2 days because she ran after the boar, but the boar will kill the dog. So we went
Yeah.
looking for her, but she came back. But
Oh.
yeah, I saw one once. I was just driving down the road just outside the village, and I thought, what a weird pony.
Oh my gosh.
And then I thought, no, it doesn't have a pony neck, but then it's a really big dog. And it's and,
That's
Is it
the
working?
first.
Yeah, you got the light. It's working now.
There
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
it's on a timer.
Ah, that's why.
That's good.
We
Oh
blend
yeah,
in
we
then.
blend in because it's funny, eh? When I was there, I was like, oh my god, I could recognize my uncles. Like it's like there's like some bloodlines that are in Canada, like in that
Is
area.
that so?
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
funny.
oh, that guy looks familiar. You know, it was funny being there. It was fun.
Right, right.
Oh, one last thing we didn't touch was your ancestry was kind of interesting because you're kind of like going back to your roots, right? Because you have French. Your family tree goes into France, right?
Well, yeah, that's one of the stories that goes about my last name. Yeah.
And what is it again?
Well, we all know the movie The Man in the Iron Mask.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And they say that my name, well, they say it was Louis XIV, Louis the 14th that was over in the jail that was somewhere here around Nice, so not really far away. But they also say this. The story in our family says that we are descendants of either a twin brother or a son that looked very much alike, a bastard son that looked very much alike Louis XIV. And that's why he was put in the Iron Mask. And my name is Ferkranus, and Fer is iron, and Kraan is
crown.
skull in
Like
French.
Your crown.
CRANE kind of crown.
Crown. Ton crown.
Kraan, yeah, you
ton
write
crown.
my name
Right,
with
right,
a
right,
K,
right.
Yeah.
So what's your last name? Crown?
Ferkranus.
Ferkranus, yeah, Ferkranus.
Ferkranus.
Oh, really?
So they think that in time the U.S. Got attached to the name, but yeah. So
That's so
That's
interesting.
cool.
So you could be
Very
descended from royalty?
Could be.
yeah, maybe,
Right, right. That's what we heard.
That's,
well,
yeah.
this is of course a nice story, but what's more likely is that we were from impoverished adel. I don't know how to say that in English. Used to be very rich, and they used to rule like your count or a countess or whatever.
Oh,
like
right.
A royalty kind of.
Lady Rixt. So you should introduce yourself as Lady Rixt.
of Lady Rick. Yeah.
Antoinette.
Absolutely.
Um,
Go with Lady
well-
Rix. Why not?
Andre, you know that we go to another story again, but you know the castle of Marie Antoinette. It's just here outside the
Yeah.
village.
Yeah, just nearby. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Imco and I went to visit this spring, and we learned a lot. We learned that the house was built in Marie Antoinette. In the scheme of time, that house was built in 1790.
Wow.
So the castle that Marie Antoinette used to live in is 100 years younger than my
And this-
house.
Wow.
It's so unbelievable to comprehend.
Full circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Life's funny.
Yeah,
that
yeah. It
way,
really takes me a moment to decipher it there.
Yeah.
Comprehend.
So her house was built in 1790, and she was executed like a few years later. No.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the house.
She was Austrian, right? She was Austrian and he was French, and then they were trying to like get the kingdoms together,
Right.
Make peace with
Mhm.
the Germans, right? Always the Germans and the French fighting.
Or keep the royalty in the
Yeah,
upper
also.
hands, right?
Can you imagine how many ghosts there are living in this house?
Right?
Whoa.
Every time I go up the stairwell and I touch the handrail, I think, how many people did that before me? How many footsteps? How many laughs? How many tears?
Yeah.
How many births? How many deaths? Yeah.
That's very interesting that you say that,
Wow.
right? You know, very, very interesting.
1100s. That's a lot of history. A lot
Wow.
of people touched
Yeah.
it.
Nobody's ever heard of anything.
Oh no, that's not true. There's somebody died here. My father's wife died here. Oh, I forgot.
Okay, well, Rick,
But
before we move on to the next question, have you ever seen anything spooky or anything interesting?
No.
No, not in your.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But my dog used to bark at the ceiling, and then we always joked that it was my father's wife who came to visit.
Aw,
That's funny. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
interesting.
Well, so just to add to what Daisy asked you, maybe not see anything, but do you ever get certain feelings or vibes or like energy? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, not me personally, but we have guests who say that. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Every
On the
3
neck.
years?
Every 3 years, like I have like a torticolis in French.
Oh yeah.
Merci,
know?
Collier.
Yeah, and anyway, it's painful.
Yeah, how do you say
Alright.
torticolis in French? In English, it's like a cramp or something.
It's like a hernia.
sprain.
Hernia, kinda.
No.
No,
But
sprain.
it's a sort of like that though. It's like a pinched nerve. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
In Dutch, it's called spit.
A what?
People mostly have it in their lower backs.
Right. I had one the other day, in fact, from washing my bathtub. And I vow never to wash a bathtub again. That's
Oh.
my
you get injured somewhere, you don't do it again.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah.
That's why I never report my injuries when I drink.
Yeah.
People are going to tell me I shouldn't drink anymore.
That's awesome.
All right.
Like,
Go
just
ahead.
to add to this, Daisy, like, about the wine being good for you and the alcohol being good for you. I just saw a recent little docu-series about nicotine helping offset the prevailing oncoming bouts of Alzheimer's. Like,
Stop it.
I swear to God, I
Yeah,
sent
and
it to my mom.
Colitis
You know what I
too.
mean? So it's
Nicotine is prescribed to people who have stomach problems too, like nicotine patches.
yes,
Yeah. It's
yes.
used for all kinds of
So
stuff. Yeah.
there's so many myriads of things that one side says you can't do it because it's not good, but you
So-
know there's the benefits on the
So everybody should start smoking again. Come on.
yeah.
Let's go.
You heard it here first.
Well,
folks.
okay, drink your wine,
You heard
quit
it here
smoking, and
first.
take some Viagra.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That it's that people have to either call you or I guess show up to book the places, or has
No.
that changed?
Does it say that we don't do online? We do only, well, mostly only
Online booking.
online through our own website.
Maybe I read it wrong.
It might be the
We don't do.
it might be the translation from Dutch to English that something
Ah.
was missed. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know who did the translation again.
My
for us?
wife. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's good that it's being brought up though.
Yeah, it is.
Is the effort with the cleaning up after the guests leave with the sheets and this like
Oh.
that must be rather taxing at times.
That
And a
must be.
big washing machine to boot, no?
Yeah, I have a whole laundry room. Guests are. I call it my office.
So
But,
you do it all yourself.
Yeah, I do it all myself. That's the easiest way to make your money.
But sometimes you hire people, right, as well when you're busy.
Yeah, but not for the laundry. I do laundry. I do myself. No, in summertime when we're in full season, I have a whole crew that helps me clean on Saturdays, on turnover days, and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, I have 2 washing machines and 2 dryers and a hanging area, and that's it. Yeah.
What about brandy? Is brandy popular down there in Cognac?
I don't really know because I don't drink that stuff myself. But yeah, there are a lot of those kind of drinks around. Yeah.
Right. You
I,
know.
I'm not really. What you have here is a Mar. Is a sort type of brandy, I think. And well, you have Genepi and pastis and a lot of drinks like that. But yeah,
Oh yeah, there's all sorts, right? That's cool.
yeah.
They're more
And
wine.
Calvados is a big thing here. You see, a
Oh.
lot of people drink a Calvados. Yeah.
Okay.
But mostly wine overall?
Yeah, wine and pastis.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm. And beer is a big
Actually-
thing these days.
Cheaper? Because it's cheaper? Or what, well, how come? Because usually the South is more wine, but I guess it's changing.
Yeah, well, I think because like everywhere in the world, craft beer is very hip and happening.
Right.
So yeah, and Belgian beers, Café de Cour, you know,
Right.
the top cafe.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
village.
Yeah.
I think it has about 5 or 6 different beers on tap alone.
Oh, wow.
Belgian beers. Yeah.
Stella en toi. Is Stella?
No, not Stella
La
Artois.
Gaffe?
Stella. Yeah, Belgian beer
Martins.
is good, man. I love Belgian beer.
No, they
Yeah,
have
so do I.
Appelsem and Homo and beers like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not even.
That's cool.
Rix, you had mentioned that sometimes you prepare meals for your guests.
Yes.
What kind of meals? Like, what are some of the meals that you've prepared?
Well, it depends a bit. I try to. I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. You know, I can cook a decent meal, but I'm not very good at it. But So it depends. Mostly for the season, I make 2 different menus because people normally don't stay any longer than 2 weeks. So I do a 5-course dinner then with an entree and
Well, that's pretty good.
key royale and cheese afterwards and dessert.
I think you're selling yourself short. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Five
I
course
think you're
meal?
doing
Come
an
on.
amazing job. Like, what's this? I'm not a chef, but I make all these puff pastries and fine cheeses.
No,
Whatever.
No, I don't do that. No, I
Right,
don't do.
right.
No, but no, it's very simple cooking. It's just home cooking. Like I can make a pasta, or I try to make things that are a bit from here, and that people won't as much eat at home. Like we can all make a steak dinner, right? But so I won't do that. But it's all Jamie Oliver.
All Jamie Oliver. There you go.
All
Use
Jamie
among your
Oliver
best.
and some of my grandmother's recipes and my mother's recipes, but yeah,
Well,
There
that's
we
really
nothing
go.
cool.
fancy.
There we
So,
go.
Rick, I just got to say, in honor of what you said, I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is like Calvados that I picked up at one point on one of the
Ah,
ski weekends. And in your honor, we'll have a little dollop, you know?
Right on.
And I'll tell you
I'll
if it
say
still
cheers
tastes
to
delicious.
that.
Yeah, it says Calvados apple brandy, right?
Apple
No?
brandy, yeah. There's
Salud.
well, cheers to you.
Cheers, Rixt.
Salute.
Cheers.
So
Yeah.
thank,
Thank you
so
so
much,
much
Rex.
for joining us, Rix. It was so wonderful having you.
Well,
thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Now we have a place to vacation in the south of France.
Yep.
Absolutely, always welcome. But
Absolutely,
be
Rex.
sure
It's
to
been a
look
true,
through
true
our
pleasure.
website.
And I gotta say, guys, I really gotta say the rapid fire questioning was like the most entertaining we've done.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a good one.
it was really, really entertaining. I was like,
That was good.
I
Yeah.
love
yeah,
it.
it was
Why?
really good.
I
Okay.
think
Well,
it's yeah. We all had.
Well, the whole thing was entertaining.
Yeah,
by
it
the
was
way.
very
It
good,
was-
Rix. It was awesome.
It was
Woohoo.
very, very good.
Much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rex,
Thank
for
you,
telling
thank
us
you.
your story.
Thank
Thank you.
Yes.
So now
Thank
we're on the
you.
after show.
Hoi.